Finally, I found it. Sparking Zero! Dragon Ball is one of the most influential anime of all time, as well as one of the most popular games of all time. Due to its popularity, we got games such as Dragon Ball FighterZ and the Budokai series. For 17 years, the fans have been asking for a sequel to the Budokai series, and we finally got it. The Budokai series has defined what an arena fighter is, and it did it so well that no other anime has been able to succeed in that genre as well as Dragon Ball has. All you Ninja Storm fans, calm down. The game was alright, but you had like 2 good games. This was further proven with the sales of Sparking Zero. In the first 24 hours of the game's release, it sold over 3 million copies. The game sold so well that it got the 3rd spot on global sales on Steam just with pre-orders. I wish I could say that everyone bought it, played it, and enjoyed it, but sadly, that's not the case. There's been a common trend recently that the game is dying, and the game's only been out a little bit over a month. Between the connection issues and the online ranked being flooded with a handful of strong characters and a very toxic community, it's been hard to see the good in this game. So I just wanted to yell into the void of YouTube to tell you why Sparking Zero isn't dying and why it's exactly the game that you asked for. Expectations are almost never met with video games anymore. Over the last decade or so, more and more games have made these promises and have failed to deliver. But do you know what game did not fail to deliver? That's right, Dragon Ball fucking Sparking Zero. These developers went absolutely apeshit with this game. For over a decade, most people asked for a successor to the Budokai series with modern graphics, more in-depth combat, and a better story. They gave us all of that. And yet everybody, including you, want to complain that this game is not enough. So let's break down each point one by one. The story, while being somewhat short, is packed with fun and interesting ideas. As per usual, you'll play through the typical story of Dragon Ball, but with a little twist. As you play through each character's story, you'll notice there's these little pathways that break off. These broken off pathways are actually what we call what-if scenarios. The story mode also included challenging missions as well as unique dialogue. But really where the story succeeds is the what-if scenarios and the first-person perspective mode in the cutscenes. Spoiler warning, if you do not want to see anything about the what-if scenarios, be sure to go to this timestamp I have listed below. In the trunk story mode, if you end up taking one of the branching missions, you'll actually end up with Gohan Black. That's right, not Goku Black, Gohan fucking Black. Of course, some of you may have seen this in some promotional material, but the fact that they made this a real character in the game, unplayable, but a real character in the story mode is incredible. This is just one outcome from one mission, and there's plenty of others. There's a split timeline in the Frieza chapter where if Frieza survives fighting Goku and Vegeta, you actually get to pick who goes with you to the Tournament of Power, meaning that Frieza gets to choose King Cold, Cooler, the Ginyu Force, or Dodoria and Zarbon. That means one decision leads to 4 other decisions. The fact that this game lets you live in a fantasy world where you get to bring the Ginyu Force with you to the Tournament of Power, it's just so fucking cool. Can you imagine the Ginyu Force showing off their poses to the Pride Troopers? The Ginyu Force! The story mode in this game is so underrated, it blows my mind that nobody is talking about it. This is a direct love letter to the fans of this series. The challenges you face in this game are no walk in the park either. There was a point in this game where everybody and their mother was getting their asses handed to them by grade 8 Vegeta. I'll admit that I struggled a little bit myself, but everyone was quickly humbled by this giant ape. Not only were we humbled by the game, but we even were humbled by Bandai themselves on Twitter. They tweeted out a clip of grade 8 Vegeta and said, in quote, "A win is a win. Lower the difficulty and try again," which basically translates to get good. The fights are only one part of the story. As you play, you'll see these slideshows throughout the timeline of the story to catch you up to speed as to what's going on. But the fun is really once you get in the scene. This game gives you the option to experience key moments in the story in first person. For example, do you guys remember the Majin Vegeta meaningless speech? Well, you can watch that speech in first person from Goku's perspective at the World Tournament. This game allows you to go into first-person perspective in every scene, and it lets you even look around the scene. Hey, eyes up here, big boy. This is honestly my favorite feature of this entire game. Being able to immerse yourself into the behemoth of a franchise that Dragon Ball is, and really believe that you're in the scene with the other characters, is something that no other Dragon Ball game has done. By the way, the only reason why I'm in the bleachers is because someone cheated. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. Or should I say, monkey. Is that racist? The online for Sparking Zero, while having more than just ranked, has been plagued with a toxic community and negative talk since its release. This all stems from the fact that when you go into online ranked, you only really see a handful of characters. This is technically a fighting game, and a meta will develop no matter which character is the strong one. Am I tired of fighting Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, Super Saiyan Vegito, Ultra Instinct Goku? Yes. Am I tired of playing online? No. Why? Because I stopped caring about my rank. I stopped caring about going into ranked.
I didn't care anymore. I didn't care about being better than Kakarot.
This game has more features than the online ranked mode. It also has a world tournament mode. It has custom battles that people create and tailor a story for you to play online. And it also has casual play. The issue is that everyone goes into online ranked because it's the quickest and easiest way to play. The quick play requires you to go into a lobby system, while ranked, whether it be in DP battles or single, is an instant queue. If there's one thing that they should really fix in this game, is to make casual play just like ranked. Just queue it up exactly like ranked and let custom battles with friends be in lobbies. That's it. But because ranked is the quickest way to play somebody online, nobody really plays any of the other modes. If you go into world tournament mode, you can go online and play other people in a tournament style format to see who the champion is. When I was a kid and I was playing the Budokai series, I had to plug up an additional controller for nobody because I was playing by myself to go into the world tournament mode and make a tournament for me. Now I can just hop online and do it with other people. Fuck yeah! Custom battles is probably the most original idea they had in this game. As I mentioned before, custom battles allows you to personally tailor a story and mission for anyone else to play. So out of all of these characters, you can make whatever scenario, whatever story you want. So you mean to tell me, if I want to make Yajirobe fight Broly and win, I can make that and make other people play it too? I saw a mission where Chaozu just beats up every single strong character in the game. A mode like this should be talked about more. Should we not be excited that something like this exists? This is probably the best idea they've had out of any Dragon Ball game ever. But no, everybody would rather complain about the cheese in this game and the combat, which leads me to my next point.
We're starting out here, we're flying around for a bit.
Oh my god. Shiryu versus Illister at the grand finals?
This game easily has some of the best combat in any fighting game, and most definitely has the best combat in any arena fighter or anime fighter. You have rush clashes, you have beam clashes, you have grab clashes, you have whatever this clash is called. This game has transformations, Dragon Ball vanishing and teleporting, unique key charging animations, and dialogue.
That was a dirty move you and Frieza pulled on me, attacking at the same time.
I'll say this. You and him certainly have the pettiness thing in common.
You have a million different defensive mechanics, including Sonic Sway, a get out of jail free counter that also can be countered. So it's a counter. You have defensive supers such as explosive waves and barriers and after image. You even have unique interactions with characters on grabs. If you pick the right two characters, they will do a grab that was done in the show. Each character that has a transformation has a different set of moves for every transformation. You can almost taste how thick the fan service is in this game, yet it's never enough. People complain about infinite ki blasts, unblockable supers, after image strike, but really at the end of the day, what matters is that this game came out as intended. It is exactly what everyone asked for. People complain that certain characters like Ultra Instinct Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Broly are way too strong. Well, guess what? We all asked for a game with accurate power levels of every character. You know what's the opposite of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta? Hercule. Hercule sucks. He is trash. People have spent too much time complaining about the balancing in this game rather than just accepting it for what it is. Every character is supposed to be at a lore accurate power level. This is not a competitive game. The Budokai series has always been a couch game, meaning it's a casual's playground. Granted, Bandai did just announce a tournament for this game. It's a worldwide tournament where people from different regions compete to be in the Dragon Ball Battle Hour. But let's be honest, this is all just for promotion. They needed a spot in the Dragon Ball Battle Hour to do something, and they might as well do a tournament. But the game is so casual friendly that they had very, very specific characters and rule sets for this tournament. So much so that they have to use the in-game capsules to help balance other characters to make it fair. Meaning that at its core, this is not a competitive game. It was never made to be that. And me personally, I think the sooner we can all accept that, the better. And before you guys yell at me, I do understand they did recently change Yajirobe and nerf him because Senzu Bean Stall was way too strong. Clearly that's a change they were willing to make, but the fact that they didn't touch anyone else proves my point. This is the perfect arena fighter. There, I said it. I can't think of a single thing they did terrible with this game, except for probably the practice mode. The fact that you have to unlock the settings for the practice mode inside of the shop is kind of nuts. At the end of the day, this is an anime game. A game that's supposed to feel like the anime, not Street Fighter, not Tekken, not even Dragon Ball Fighters. For 17 years, we've asked for this game. And when it finally comes out, people want to complain that is exactly what we asked for. Bandai deserves their flowers for this game, no matter how broken some of these characters might feel. They recreated one of the most beloved series of all time, and they did it with grace. I begged for days like this growing up. Budokai destroyed every controller I own, whether it be a PlayStation controller or my GameCube controller. Rest in peace, my palms. So let this be a lesson for everyone that just because other people are complaining, it doesn't mean the game is bad. Go play the story mode, choose random select, create a new story for someone else to play. Just have fun. I know this concept might be hard for some people to understand, but this game was made for fun. Dragon Ball is not about your rank, it's not about your skill, it's about creating memories with friends and sharing experiences about Dragon Ball. I just want everyone to see this game like I see it. A masterpiece of an anime game and a tribute to the Budokai series. Thanks everyone for listening to me yap about one of my favorite games of all time. The Budokai series has been very close to me my entire childhood and it's carried over into my adulthood. Dragon Ball means so much to me that I have it tattooed on my chest. Again, I appreciate you guys watching. Behind me, I'm going to put some creators that I think are really great. And so if you like Dragon Ball content or Sparking Zero content, maybe go check these people out. My viewers usually call me Beta, but you can call me Kakarot. Get it? Like the movie? Like the end of the Broly